I was bored as usual. I was home, on my phone, scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, and every other platform that I could get my hands on. I admit, I was addicted to social media, but how can you blame me? As a millennial, we didn't exactly grow up with it, but we managed to assimilate it into our lives without a problem, and now it's a part of our daily routine. Hello there, I'm Amber, and I'm 27 years old. I wanted to tell you the story about this bad side of social media. Yes, you heard that right. It does have a bad side, and it's worse than you'd ever imagine. So as I was saying, I was bored, scrolling through my phone when I got a friend request on Snapchat. It was a name I never heard of, Jack Tyler. Sounded innocent enough, so I accepted it. After a couple seconds, I got a snap. It was a car sitting in a parking lot. The picture was taken from behind and it was really blurry, so I couldn't make out if someone was actually in the car or if it was empty. But I could see that the parking lot was empty. I asked the guy what was with that picture, but I didn't get a response. So I decided to leave it like that. I then got a phone call from my friend, Macy. She had something important to tell me about a guy she went on a date with. She continued telling me that he was a weirdo and that he talked about all these horrible things and so on. She told me that he talked about murders and how he always imagined what it's like to be killed or even to kill. Then Macy began telling me that she lied to him. She told the guy that she got a text from me, even though I didn't text her, and that she had to go because it was an emergency. We both laughed and I told her that there are a lot of weirdos out there. After that, Macy wanted to tell me something. She started out saying the following. So anyway, and that's when the call ended. I always assumed that her phone died. I tried calling her back, but it went straight to voicemail. I didn't think anything more about it. I knew how she was. She was always on her phone, and it was normal that she would run out of battery. So I went into the kitchen to make myself some popcorn, and as I was waiting for the last pop, I got a notification on my phone. I thought it was Macy, but it wasn't. The notification was from Snapchat, and when I opened it, I saw that it was from the same guy who sent me the blurry photo of the car. Now it was a blurry photo of something red and the inside of a car. I couldn't make out anything. It was pretty dark, and beside the colors, I couldn't see any details. I asked the guy again what was his problem and if we knew each other, but he never replied. So my popcorn was ready, so I closed the app, grabbed a bowl, and went into the living room and turned on the TV. I was really in the mood for a romantic comedy, and Netflix was my obvious choice. But before I had the chance to open the app, a breaking news story caught my eye. It was from my town. The news reporter was talking about a young girl who was brutally murdered in her own car. The girl was supposedly alone, and her face was so horribly disfigured, and her teeth were pulled out and her fingers were cut off, and that the police have yet to identify her. I really got scared. How could this thing happen in my own small town? Nothing really happens around here. So I went on Netflix, but not before I double-checked every door and window in my house. That news report really got to me. But there's nothing like a romantic comedy to fix things, right? As the movie started, I really enjoyed it. It was about a guy who really got into this girl, but she was too high and mighty for him. He was from a bad part of town, and she was a posh princess with a lot of money. At halfway through the movie, I got another notification. It was from Snapchat again. I didn't want to open it because I was at a really interesting part of the movie, so I didn't pick up my phone. After about 2 more minutes, I got another notification. And you know how it is. You have to see what you received. The curiosity is so strong when it comes to social media. I paused the movie and I picked up my phone. It was just as I expected. It was from the same guy, and I saw that I received another 2 photos. The first one, from what I could tell, was of a house, but it was still blurry and dark. I couldn't see what house it was, but the second photo caught my eye. It looked like it was of a person inside a home watching TV. It was blurry, so no details popped up, but there was something that did stand out to me. It was something that had a very specific green color. As I raised my eyes and looked next to my TV, I saw my green vase in which I had some flowers. I then analyzed the photo and saw that it was actually a photo of me. I freaked out. I then realized that the house was mine and the photo was of me. I got up, went to my window to see if anyone was there, and then shut my blinds. I was scared. The next thing I knew, my upstairs window had been broken. The sound of glass shards falling on the floor startled me. I went upstairs to see what was going on, and all of a sudden, I felt a hand on my shoulder. I turned around and it was a masked man. He hit me in the head and I fell to the floor, but I didn't lose consciousness. Even though I started bleeding, I got up dizzy and I started running, and he was right after me. I managed to get into a room and close the door. He was hitting the door with his foot, trying to knock it over, and at that moment, I had the idea of getting out of the house through the window. I opened the window and I found myself on the roof. The guy came after me and he rushed towards me with a knife. Fortunately for me, he tripped on a loose tile and fell right off the roof. As I looked to the ground, I saw that the knife he had pierced his chest. In that moment, it hit me. This was the same guy Macy went out on a date with. I wanted to let out a loud scream, but nothing could come out of my mouth. I wanted to cry, but no tears. Suddenly, very suddenly, the world wasn't the same for me. Ever.